Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today's going to be block 4 in the Christmas quilt along, 12 blocks of Christmas. So I picked 3 different fabrics. Again, all the fabrics are from Walmart. I bought all the little bundles, little fat quarters, some yards, whatever they had on the little Christmas theme end cap. So I took the candy cane one. I've got one that is 7 by 7 and one that is 6.5 squared. And the stars, I guess these are, I have one 7 inches squared and two 6.5 inches squared. And then I picked these sloths, and they are 4 of them, and they're 6.5 inch squares. So we're going to lay all my 6.5 ones up there in the top. This one we're going to turn into 2 half square triangles. So I'm going to lay that to the side. I'm going to draw my lines on this, and to do that I'm just going to lay my 1/4 inch line from corner to corner and draw straight down. This is a friction pen. I've spoke about them. I don't know if y'all tried them. I do recommend them. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the same thing to draw the line on the other side. My line didn't go very well there. You might not be able to see it, but I can see it enough for when I'm sewing. Then we're going to lay them face to face. I'm just going to pin them on both sides. And then I'm going to sew a line down both of my draw lines. And I'll be right back. All right, take my pins out. We're going to lay this now. We're going to just lay the edge corner to corner. And I am going to just cut it right down the middle. Now we're going to have our 2 half square triangles. Let's iron them open. I'm ironing them both to the same side. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if it was a really light fabric, I wouldn't iron it to that side. But it's not, so I'm just going to make sure they both go to the same side. All right, we're going to trim these down to 6.5 inches, same as the other blocks. So now we're going to have all of our squares. They're all going to be 6.5 inch squares. So to do that, let me slide those out of the way. Sorry, I have a little bit of sinus drainage today. It's raining here all day, and I think it's getting to me. So we're going to line it up as close to the edge as possible, with this line still being, the diagonal line still being lined up with my seam line. So we're just going to slice that off. We'll flip it around. And now we're going to line up the diagonal again, but we're also going to line up the 6.5 inch corner. And once those two are lined up, it'll just put these 6.5 inch lines right into place. And you'll just slice that off. I always have trouble in that same corner. All right, again, we're going to line it up as close to the edge as possible, with still trimming some off. Put that in my scrap, or my pillow stuffing. Now we're going to line up the diagonal and the 6.5 inch point, and that lets everything else fall right into place. Both my other lines will fall right into place, and we'll trim those off. So now we have all our pieces. That's it. Now we're going to lay it out. So this one will be the middle, and these are going to form sort of like a bow tie, but I like to think of it, since it's Christmas, I like to think of it as one of those little candies with the little wrapper edges. But that's just me. You do whatever you want. You think about it however you want to think about it. And then our sloths are going to go on our 4 sides. So that'll be the block. It makes an hourglass, which is hence the name of the block. But if I was to name it, if I had made it and named it, I would call it something about candy. I don't really have a name. I didn't name it, but I would have come up with something about candy. Okay, so now we're just going to sew our blocks into rows. So these two, and these two, and then I'll be right back to show you how it looks then. Okay, so surprise, I didn't record what I thought I was recording. So this was my block. I ironed them, my pieces. I ironed the top ones to the inside and the middle one to the outside. So I ironed all my pieces to the sloth fabric. And then I just pinned the top and bottom together. And now I'm just going to go to the sewing machine and sew it up. I do apologize. I thought I was recording. Turns out I'm not that sharp at this time of day. It's late at night. This video will be posted in the morning. It's a little bit late at night. I have worked all day. And, well, there's a lot of people at my job. They drain me a little bit. But anyways, I'm going to sew this up. And I'll be right back to show you how it looks. Okay, so I've sewn it up. Cut off my leader. Now I'm going to iron it open, and I'm going to iron this one to the middle also, because none of these middle blocks have any other seams in them. The space isn't quite big enough for these blocks, but they're going to look great in my quilt. So that's all that matters, really. They lined up pretty well. I'm happy with them. Okay, so there's the block. Again, it is called Hourglass. So now, this is the last block that's going to have the green background. So I'm going to go cut the batting and the back, and then I'll be right back to show you how I'm going to quilt it. All right, so again, the block is 18.5 inches. So my batting is 18.5 inches. My backing is 20 inches because I wanted it to be a little bit smaller of a border, I guess you would call it. So I'm just going to try to center it as best as I can. Put some pins in it. Well, there we go. And then we're going to just, I said show you how I'm going to quilt it, but really I'm quilting it just the same way I did all the others. I'm going to do the X and then a cross in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and quilt that, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. And then we'll be done with our green blocks. This next week, I think we're going to do the white ones. I'm going to try to do all 4 white ones this week, and then the next week we'll do the red ones, and then we'll hook them together. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I did the crisscross on this, and I wanted to show you because, well, there's no lines in the middle for no seam. So I want to show you why I did the crisscross first. Because now I can take my tape and I can line it up right across that X right there, and I can go straight up and straight down, and now I'll stitch right across there, and then I'll go and I'll line it up this way and stitch right across there. So I'm going to do that, and then I will be back to show you how the final block looks. Okay, rip that off. It did pucker there, but you guys, this isn't a video about perfection. Just so you know, this is a video of learning. I now know to try something else. I think I'm going to try the spray adhesive at some point. Really don't know when, to tell you the truth. When it bothers me enough to try it, I guess. But let me flip it around. There you have it. It is called Hourglass. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you make the block. I hope you make the whole quilt, actually, and I hope you love it. I'm enjoying it. I'm very excited to see the finished product. I did not test it out. I did not make one already. So I only just put the blocks, picked the blocks I wanted to use, and I'm just going to put them together however, and we're just going to see how it looks. But thanks for sewing along with me. I can't wait to see all of yours, and I'll see you in the next video.